Hello everyone, welcome to the allotment. It's August and it's extremely hot, around 34 to 35 degrees. All the plants are loving it, but we are struggling with watering them in time. In fact, they are loving it so much that these past couple of days with such hot weather, all of the plants are fruiting really well. An example are these tiny toms. They are fruiting so nicely that I'm finding it really difficult to de-leaf them. Look at this good truss of fruit. The plant is struggling to stay upright and I'm having to give them support because of the heaviness of the fruit. In order to de-leaf them, unlike the SUNGOLD tomatoes, these need careful management. So you cannot use secateurs, you have to use a sharp scissors and look on the leaf really well so that you don't take off any fruiting buds. I have uploaded a video on why one might want to de-leaf the tomato plants and how to do it. So if you haven't seen it, please go ahead and have a look at it. I will put up a link in the description. The way to just take these tomatoes, when they are ripe, they would just come off very easily. They're extremely sweet when they ripen on the plant. So here's another example of a good truss of fruits. They're all in good sizes. This is the ginger I planted earlier. It's an experiment. They're all doing good. This is sweet potato. It's an experiment, so I'm not sure if I'll get any harvest from it. Keep it weed free. With the recent heat wave, the most change I've seen is on the sweet potato. It's putting on a lot of leaf growth. Unfortunately, I can see something is eating its leaf. But I'm not really bothered about it because it doesn't seem to be affecting the plant. So just wait and see if it needs any particular treatment. The white ping pong radish seeds from RHS are doing much better than my French breakfast ones. They are nice and nicely shaped and they are growing really well without going into seed. There are some rocket leaves here. The first sowing of rocket, and that's the coriander leaves. I didn't get any harvest from the first set of rocket leaves because it went into seed. There's more parsnips. I can see more parsnips and they're all doing well. I'm happy with it. You can pick radishes at any size you want, but I usually pick them up when they're at least this big. I don't like to eat them raw. I usually cook with it. So there's another one. The summer fruiting raspberries are not fruiting as much as I got from last year, but this time it is a long harvest. It started to around the beginning of June and it's still fruiting, but it's not a lot. Last year I got a lot of fruit from these raspberries and I'm thinking it's an alternate year kind of thing. So each year one year it will give a good harvest and then it might reduce its harvest and the next year it might give another set of good harvest. So I will see for the next year what is happening, but I'm happy that it's giving me a long harvest. These are Brussels sprouts. So they are also sown very early and they need a long growing time. I'm hoping the cupping of the leaf is the beginning of the formation of Brussels sprouts. There's some more spinach in there that I need to harvest. They are all self-sown. These are the Cavolo Nero kale, and I wouldn't be harvesting them now They're all covered with net because of the problems with pigeons. They love these leaves. So this is my perennial wild rocket. Very peppery, very spicy. And this is the SUNGOLD tomato, an average truss. And there's another one. So I have some SUNGOLD, and I have a lot of I have three or four different kinds of tomatoes in the allotment. So there's more SUNGOLD there as well. This is amaranth leaves. They are flowered, so you shouldn't let amaranth leaf flower ideally, because the leaves become very mature and it becomes almost like a Cavolo leaf, which is hard. The leaf should be tender, so I'm going to cut it hard so that I can get another month or two of harvest. So once it goes into seed, it will stop growing. So I will cut it really low and hard and see if I can get another flush of growth. These are the tomato plants given to me by another person from the allotment. They said they bought the tomato back from Turkey, so it's from there. The plant is significantly different in its looks and the fruit as well. So they were much shorter, the plants are much shorter, and it was covered in leaves. The fruits weren't visible. So once I de-leafed it, the fruits are seen now. This is an ideal truss of fruit. So you can see larger ones, and it is covered with fruits. And that one there is starting to yellow up. So that is the SUNGOLD here. This one is purple sprouting broccoli. So it has a long growing season. So I sowed them in March, and they will be harvested in April, May. So there's more amaranth leaves. They are also going to be harvested. So I have cut it this short, so it's really short. I'm hoping it will grow taller. There's one courgette. What I've noticed with this year's courgette plants are that once it starts giving one courgette, the rest of the fruits are not getting mature. So they're becoming yellow and they're falling off. So I will be harvesting all my courgettes today, so that the plant will get a chance to develop the rest of the fruits. It's a bit tricky because the leaves are very thorny and the plant is very soft or flimsy, so you have to be very careful. I tried with secateurs. The secateurs wasn't going through the plant, so I had to twist the courgette. This one is a particularly large one. I've had larger ones, but this one this year is the largest I've got so far. Not very happy with the sunflower. The head of the sunflower isn't looking very healthy, but although the plant is really healthy. The peas that my children planted, I've got 2 or 3 or 4 peas, not much, and it's coming to its end. These are the second sown lettuces. They are doing well. They're forming up really nicely. The leaves are forming really nicely. Sarah Bernhardt multi-head sunflower, very tiny but very beautiful. Royal Chantenay carrots, they're also okay. I won't be harvesting them now. And these are the Swiss chards. This year, I have noticed Swiss chard isn't growing tall. I think it's the early heat wave, and then the heat wave now has affected the spinach and the Swiss chard. They are going into seed really quickly, and they're not growing at all tall. I'm going to try and let these coriander go into seed and see if I can collect them. I have never collected coriander seeds before, so I'm going to try and learn how to do it. I've let these grow into flowers. These are turnips, purple top turnips. I've harvested some. They taste really nice. The the leaves are stricken with flea beetle attack, so it's not bad, but it is struggling. The easiest of all vegetables I've done this year are borlotti beans. I've just planted the seeds and then transplanted the seedlings onto the ground, and all I've done is just feed them with seaweed and chicken pellets and then water them regularly. Nothing else. They've just grown and grown and given me loads and loads of beans. I just have to wait for the plant to die and the beans to dry. More tiny toms. These are late planted ones, so they are just starting to fruit, and I haven't de-leafed it yet, so I will de-leaf it very soon. This is another one. So it's how huge the tiny tomatoes are. Although they say it is tiny, the fruits are really good sized. Another SUNGOLD. The allotment tour of August is big, so I have split the videos into two. Please continue to watch my part 2 of Bountiful August. See you soon.